Recently, I ran into a situation where I brought someone somewhere for an event, local place that offers things, and you know, when we walked in, I think there might have been like a high or something like tossed out into the ether by somebody, but nobody really like greeted us. I was a familiar face there, but they were not, and nobody like introduced themselves, asked who they were. There was just none of that at all to this person, and in fact there was just casual personal conversation with the other people in the room that continued to occur over us and our presence until the event started. And I really didn't say anything. I just kind of watched it play out. Now, I did insert myself at one point to someone I was familiar with there, but it was very brief. And I don't know, it was just very strange and uncomfortable. And then afterwards, someone who is there a lot did walk up to the person I brought and thanked them for coming and all of that. And then that's when I kind of like blurted out to the room, "This is so-and-so, by the way," because nobody took the time to greet them, to introduce themselves, to ask who they were. And it was really uncomfortable, right? And so that person, when we left, because I had drove them, made a comment. He was like, "They're not very welcoming there." And I said, yeah, they do tend to be a little cliquey there. I was hoping that that wouldn't be the case when we came. And so I did encourage them to go again to something else. And so we went to another event there, and they had a much better time there because it was a different instructor and that group wasn't there. But then when I met with them again, like another time after sitting with it, they said, "I don't ever want to go back there. Even though I liked the last class," he goes, "it's just the vibe is killed for me after my first interaction there." He goes, "I just can't get over that." And I have referred a lot of clients there. Now, whether they've gone or not, I don't know. But it just destroyed me to hear that this client that would benefit so much from the services that they offer, just even though they liked the other event that we went to, just couldn't get over their first experience. And and especially if you don't care much for me or my presence, and that's fine. I can appreciate that you run a collective and you could look past the fact that I'm still going there and you don't like me. Like, that's cool. Thank you for allowing me to still walk through your doors. But knowing what I do for a career, you can't pretend for 2 minutes when I show up with somebody. Like, do you realize? Like, I'm not always going to be there with that person. I'm just introducing them. You can't claim to have a safe space to land where everyone's welcome and then completely ignore people when they walk in the door and have private conversations over them like they don't exist. Like, that's weird. It can't just be a safe space of land for the people you pick and choose. Like, that's not healthy. That's not for the collective. It's like you're creating a clubhouse. Like, that just destroyed my heart because this person really needed a space. And now we are back to the drawing board because I was really hoping that that was going to be it for them. And I can't refer people there anymore because I don't trust the space to be kind to people that have mental health issues because I can't afford that. So as I was just snazzing up that video before to post it, I wanted to do a little add-on. So when I was, doing the playback, I realized that there was some emotion maybe in there, and a little could be misunderstood. And so for context, the person I took, I've been working with them for over a year, and it's taken over a year in working with them for me to be able to have had them build the courage to get out into a group setting in a public environment. And that was their experience for their first time having the courage to go into public in a group setting like that. Of interacting, obviously grocery store stuff is different, and they always have someone with them, and they do that anyway. So, so there, that's why this was upsetting enough for me to make kind of like a little PSA, because also these people, make these types of advertisements, that they are an okay place, and no. And then also, I will probably continue to refer people there. Not for everything. There is some stuff there that is pretty specific to mental health, that is taught and held by people who are specifically kind of outside of their box of some people there. And I don't think it's fair to keep other people away from that and to not give those or that person the business as well. So I do rescind that. I will not be referring people there. I will be referring people there for specific people's workshops and classes